All right, everybody, welcome back to session 2 of our Amplify moment, where we're spending some time with Graham Power. And with our previous session, we heard a bit more about his life story. And today we want to take some moment just to look at his business life. And we just going to ask him a couple of questions around his business life, hoping that that we can learn something from his wealth of knowledge of being in business for so many years. Welcome, Mr. Graham. How are you doing?
Thanks, Greg, and the Tribe team out there. It's a joy to be with you again.
Great. It's great having you here. For our first question today that we have for you on business, we just want to know, how long have you been in business?
So I started out on my own business in April 1983. That's 37 plus years ago, and it was a start from a small beginnings. Having worked for a bigger company, having done big works, all of a sudden now you're on your own and you really got to fend for yourself. You don't have these big yellow machines. You've got to hire in equipment. You've got to tender yourself. If something goes wrong with your machines, you've got to look at the manual. What parts do I need? So it was late nights, long hours, and a lot of stress.
Yeah. Do you mind maybe sharing with us as to what was your motivation for going into business? Why did you go into business initially?
So, having worked for a construction company for 9.5 years, the red tape was really getting me down. When you wanted a decision, you had to get it from head office, and it took weeks, sometimes months. And the most, if you wanted a bulldozer and it cost you so many millions, you got it pretty quick. But then if you wanted to get some other instrument or a LDV, a pickup or so, that would take you a heck of a long time. And I think I got to the point where that frustration, that red tape, just started to wear me down. And I'd been with the company for a length of time. I'd had a good cross-section of experience, the tendering, the practical carrying out of the projects, the quotes that you got to work out and things like that. So got to that point where I felt that I had enough knowledge to take the risk of going out on my own.
Can you maybe just share with us, because there's a lot of people out there who are on survival mode at the moment, and they want to start businesses and they want to become successful. What was the secret of going from survival to success to significance in life?
Sure. There's no doubt that as a young guy coming from a relatively poor environment, I had this burning desire to climb the ladder. And at times, when I look back, I'm not proud of some of the things that I did, tramping on people to climb that ladder and so forth, and things that I would love to, if I had my life over, do slightly differently, and I believe I would have achieved the same end result. But having grown up in that relatively poor environment, just that burning desire to want to have more, to be able to give my family more than what I had, and so it was this chasing success. And eventually at one point I had 12 companies, and you'd set these goals, and 3-4 years later you'd arrive there, and still when I get there, there's not this inner peace. And I've got to the point where I believe that every one of us is built with a void. And until I made that spiritual commitment to make that transition, I was chasing success. And from that point, the half-time kind of point, I shifted to chasing significance. And the book Half-Time played an important role in my life. I was 42, 43 years old. Somebody gave me that book to read, and Bob Buford, the author, talks about how most of us in our working life, we start out our working career, say around the age of 19, 20, 21. We probably all plan to retire around 65. And in this first half of your life, until your mid-40s, you are building a career. You're probably getting married, your first home, but it's all career, gathering, growing, etc. And then he says, how about, like a game of rugby or football, going into the cloakroom, the change room, for half-time, and thinking about how you're going to play your game, your life in the second half, because you don't win the game in the first half, you win it in the second half. And ask the question, all of these things that I'm that I'm grabbing hold of, all of these things I'm gathering, can I take it with me one day? The answer is no. So how about shifting from chasing success in this first half into the change room, some quiet time, some time out, just to say, where's my life going? What do I want to achieve? And in that second half, shifting from chasing success to chasing significance. And that had a huge impact on my life. First of all, nowadays, it's not about chasing profits, etc. Yes, one needs profits in order to grow, in order to give people decent opportunities, bonuses, etc. But at the end of the day, it's all about what is my purpose, what is my calling, what is it that I believe that I am called to do out there. And I enjoy speaking and being with young people who have gone through or going through the same things that I went through 30 or 40 years ago, and just to be able to share with them some of the challenges and to share with them some of the opportunities, but also some of the pitfalls. And that's why I'm enjoying this opportunity of being able to share with you, so that hopefully others don't have to go through the same pitfalls that I went through.
Great. So many people out there, each person has got their own definition of success. And today we just want to hear from you. What is your definition of success?
So I've got 3 children and I've got 5 grandkids. And I want to say to you, the older you get, the more you come to appreciate that your family is key to you. One day, when you've gone through this phase of chasing success and you got to the point where you reach 65 or 70 or older, and you look back, none of us are going to say, oh, if only I'd spent more time at the office. It's normally, oh, if only I'd given my kids more time, attended their sport matches and things like that. So I must say, I've, as a workaholic and chasing success all the time, I've had some significant shifts along the way. And I believe it's critical to have that balance in life between family and work, because, you know, we can chase, but at the end of the day, what are we leaving behind in our family?
There's a lot of people, young people out there who have got a desire to go into business, but one of the biggest challenges that we have is we want overnight success. Can you maybe share with us what are the dangers of seeking overnight success, and what is the secret to lasting success?
Malcolm Gladwell has a book, forget whether it's Tipping Point or which one it is, that he says that it's important for every one of us to get 10,000 hours of experience. That, I guess, is about 8 years of experience before you have enough knowledge. I won't say you're a master of it, but you have a decent amount of knowledge. And I want to say to you, that's what I experienced. So I'd worked for a company for 9.5 years, then started on my own. Had I started after 2 or 3 years, I probably would have bombed out along the way. Same person, same talent, same skills, but not the experience. So please, it's so important. People would like to come out of university, start their own business, and some have made a success of it. But generally, I would say it's good to go out there, learn at somebody else's expense. Be in a company, normally a lot bigger than necessarily when you start out, and so that you get those corporate disciplines, experience, knowledge, and then when you go out, you have that foundation on which you can fall back. And I really believe it's important to have that, what I would call 8 to 10 years experience before you go out and go and learn at your own expense, because often people that do don't make it. They could bomb out, they could go into liquidation, and that's a key lesson that I've learned.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. I certainly learned something from that. And it's my desire, and I hope that everybody watching, everybody listening now, will really take something from this, whether they want to go into business or just some general life lessons that they want to apply in their own personal lives. We're looking forward to our next session with you, where we're gonna go deeper into your business life, and hoping that we will be able to inspire and just encourage others out there who want to go into business. Thank you so much.